Hey, this is Mr. Drogemeyer. Thanks for joining me for our Algebra 1 lesson videos. Today we're in Unit 4 looking at lessons 4 and 5, which is called Function Representations. And we're going to start with just a couple of vocabulary terms again. So we have, our first one is function notation. And basically function notation is just a way of writing a function, writing the equation that represents a function in terms of the output. So you may have a function that's something like this, y equals x squared. Well, if I want to write that in function notation, I'm going to replace that output term y with this notation that we read as f of x. So in function notation, this is function notation, this is just a standard notation, y equals x squared. I'm going to rewrite that in function notation, and it's f of x equals x squared. And so basically we're saying the function of x is equal to x squared. So whatever x squared is, that's going to give us the function value of x, or the output of x. So that's function notation. You'll see that used quite a bit. The second term we have here is an input-output table, and we have an example down here at the bottom. But basically, it's a two-column table. We have our input values on the left, and then our output values on the right. So x and f of x, or you may have x and y, just depending on how they do it. But we use function notation for a few reasons, but one is just to help us identify if we have multiple functions on a graph. So this graph example down here at the bottom, we have this function that we call f of x. We have this function that we're calling g of x. So just a way to distinguish multiple functions. So this is the function f, this is the function g. All right, and then we have our table here as well. And so we looked at this a little bit in the last lesson about determining whether something is a function or not. This would be a function if every input value that we have has exactly one output value, and that is the case here. And so we could draw a graph based off of that input output table. So remember, in ordered pair form, this would be -2, 4, -1, 1, 0, 0, and 1, 1. The x value or input value is first, then the output value. All right, and I'm going to show you how you can use your Desmos calculator to graph a table like this. So let me pull up my Desmos calculator. And so again, it's desmos.com/calculator, takes you there, or you can find it in your backpack within your lessons. So I can type in a function here. So like if I know that my function is y equals, oops, let me hit the right key there. To make the square, I'm going to use the little caret, which is at shift 6. So say my function is y equals x squared. As soon as I type that in, it's going to draw the graph of that function. Now in this case, we were given a table of values, and I can go ahead and create a table here too. If I click this plus sign here to add item, I have some options here. There's a function notation right there. I'm going to use a table. And now I can just enter in the x and y values that I was given. So I had -2, 4. I had -1, 1. I had 0, 0. And then I had 1, 1. And so it's going to put them just as points on the graph to start with. If I click and hold this, it's going to give me some options here. I can change how the points look. I can make it connect with lines. I can click and drag those. Then you have some options with your lines as well. Now, since it doesn't know the exact function, it's going to make straight lines between these. They could be curved depending on what the function is, but just some options that you can see there. But so if I was wanting to see what the graph of those points looks like, I could do that and look at it that way. So there's the points again, and you can see it is a function. If we did our vertical line test, we're only going to cross each point one time and never 2 points at once. All right, that's all I've got for you on function representations. If you do have questions, please let me know. Thanks, have a great day.